Welcome to the 74th Annual Jefferson City Jaycees Christmas Parade. My name is Linda McAnany, along with my friend Mike Downey. We are the co-anchors of this year's parade.
The theme of this year's parade is I'll Be Home for Christmas, a patriotic theme since this is the 72nd anniversary of the bombing of Pearl Harbor.
And you know what, Mike? It seems as though each year when you're responsible for the weather, it never seems to be 72 degrees and balmy.
Well, the thing is, Linda, is I asked for cooler weather back in July and it just finally arrived.
Oh, is that it?
That's it.
Well, now we know. All right, Mike, I'm looking down the street and guess what? I see some flashing lights.
That's right, it looks like it's Jefferson City's finest and we're getting ready to begin this parade.
You know, one thing about starting a parade, and with all the lights and the bells and the whistles, it always is exciting.
Oh, it sure is. And we are at the beginning of the parade. We of course start with both motorcycle and vehicles from the Jefferson City Police Department. And now we have the Navy Cadets Honor Guard.
You know, this group actually went to Chicago and went through some training in order to be an honor guard. So this is one of the opportunities that they have to utilize that training. So we're glad to have them.
Oh, absolutely. And this is the Thomas Jefferson Division of the Honor Guard.
And of course it's followed by Jefferson City Jaycees banner.
That's right, the banner that begins the Jefferson City's Jaycees parade.
And you know, right behind that, I believe, is our Grand Marshal. He's a retired Marine Corps Staff Sergeant Joe McGrail. Joe has quite an interesting background. He graduated from Elias High School. He completed Marine boot camp in San Diego. He served served our country a total of 22 years, and he is very involved with the Marine Corps League locally.
Now we have the Catholic Interparish Band. This band is comprised of students from St. Joseph Cathedral School and St. Peter's Interparish School. Students are in the grades 6 through 8. The band is under the direction of Mrs. Lee.
Of course, they're followed by the honorary Grand Marshal. His name is Levi Maxwell. He's a teacher at Fatima High School in Westphalia, and he is a supporter of the Central Missouri Foster Care and Adoption Association.
And I believe he's followed up by Joe Hurd, and Joe Hurd is the Jefferson City Jaycees president. He is also the 2014 Jaycees State Vice President.
And of course, this is one of my favorite parts of the parade, and that's the Heart of Missouri Humane Society. They have members of the society walking the shelter dogs.
Oh, they sure do. You know, it's awfully cold. It might be a good time to adopt your dog so you can keep it warm during the winter.
And you told me that you have a shelter dog.
That's right. Both of our dogs are shelter dogs.
That's great.
The Heart of Missouri Humane Society.
Of course, they have not only walking the dogs, but they have the program as well. Wishing everyone a very Merry Christmas.
Now we have Trinity Lutheran Church and School.
This is members of the church and also school young people, and they have been a regular of our Christmas parade for many years.
They certainly have.
I love this. That's the meaning of Christmas right there.
Let's see, is this the Girl Scouts coming up next?
I believe so. Girl Scouts, the Missouri Heartland, represented by the Cole County Girl Scouts, number 741. I guess that's their troop number.
They remind us that Santa likes nothing better than Girl Scout cookies and milk. Well, Santa's got good taste, I can tell you that.
That's right. And so do we. I mean, as to liking cookies and milk.
I believe I may have a Thin Mint addiction, I'm not sure.
Okay, we are followed by the Dancers Alley. This group has been celebrating their 25th year while dancing, singing, and riding the train home from the holidays.
And we got some dancers that are on the street. I think we got a few of them on the float as well.
That's right.
You know, they're celebrating their 25th year of dancing, singing, and riding the train home for the holidays.
And this is followed by the Community Breast Care Project. Riding on the float are members of the Rah Rah Sisterhood, a group of breast cancer survivors who are celebrating life this holiday season. No better way to do it.
And now we have a car from Carol Remo Motors, always helping us out in parades, either donating vehicles or going through the parade themselves.
That's all ready for a present if you look at it, bow and all.
All wrapped up, ready for you to buy, Linda.
That's right. Bikers Against Child Abuse is the next float. The Mid-Missouri Chapters of Bikers Against Child Abuse is a worldwide organization that exists with the intent to create a safer environment for abused children. They work in conjunction with local and state officials who are already in place to protect children. Boy, that's an important subject.
Well, they're doing really, really good work. Well, Linda, earlier today you had a chance to visit with Aaron Wiseman. Shall we go to that interview?
Let's do.
Aaron, God bless you. I am so excited that we're about to start this parade, but you must have been hugely busy the last couple of weeks. First of all, our audience may not know, but Erin's an attorney. She is has been with the Jaycees for 5 years. She's also held other leadership positions with the Jaycees. She's community involved. She's belongs to Zonta, a bunch of stuff. And how have you been able to juggle everything and then plan this event?
It just takes a lot of great organization and a great family. I have a lot of support from my husband, and you know, if I didn't have him and didn't have the organizational skills, it'd be a lot harder.
Well, I tell you, you've done an excellent job. We have been in touch with each other 3 or 4 or 5 or a dozen times this week, and you know, as I say, you've just done an outstanding job. So congratulations and thanks for doing it. What's been your biggest challenge?
Well, so far it's been the weather. It's been really hard for everyone to want to come out during the cold, and you know, everyone's been really worried. And the craziest thing was when I got an email from a lady from Georgia asking about the weather. I didn't realize until a week after I'd been emailing her that she was in Georgia having cold weather, though, so she's not in our parade.
Darn, she's probably disappointed.
I know.
And I think they've had probably a little equally as bad weather down there.
It's pretty cold and rainy. I was confused why she was worried about the rain.
There you go. You know, one thing that I just found out, and I should have known this because I've been doing the parade, but you collect toys from the entries. Tell us about that program.
Well, this year we're collecting toys. We're collecting 2 from each entrant, and what we're going to do is we're going to donate them to a local charity.
Very good. So it's toys for the charities and for the kids. That's great.
Yes.
So I'm of young people who are involved with Jaycees, but I'm assuming you're always looking for other members as well. If somebody is interested and is seeing this broadcast and they want to know how to join the Jaycees, what do they need to do?
Well, all they need to do is come to the 2nd and 4th meeting of the month. Now they're out at the fairgrounds and they're at 7 p.m. and then just come get involved at those meetings or come out to one of our events and get in touch with some of the volunteers out there, and everyone knows how to get you signed up.
That's great. And you also have a website, do you not?
We do.
And is there information on there as well?
Yeah, there is, and there are some phone numbers of the board members if you'd like to actually get in contact with somebody instead of just, you know, emailing like some people do.
Yeah. Well, listen, I know that this is a busy day for you, and the parade won't start without you. So thanks again for what you're doing, and thanks again for taking time to speak with us today.
Well, thank you so much.
All right, Merry Christmas, my friend.
Merry Christmas to you too.
All right, and we'll go back to the presentation.
Looks like we have our first fire truck of the parade. This is the Regional West Fire Protection District number 1.
And of course, you're giving out candy. Thank you very much. We got a little candy there. And I think you're followed by Regional West Fire Protection number 2.
Always glad to have the firemen on duty to help us out when we're in need. Hopefully we're not in need, but when we are, it's good to have them. Now it looks like it's the 2013 Tiny Miss Missouri Princess, Brooklyn Fopp, and Junior Miss Missouri Princess, Georgia Fopp.
Pretty ladies.
Oh, yes.
Okay, that's followed by Morrill Heights Cub Scout Pack number 11. This Cub Scout pack has proudly represented Morrill Heights Elementary School for over 75 years.
More
Wow.
years than we've been having a parade, isn't that something?
That's right. Good job. There's a little break in the parade right now. You know, I noticed everyone is pretty well dressed for the weather.
Well, you know, it is awfully cold outside, and you know, it's kind of a little hard to stay warm, so you got to make sure you're adequately dressed.
Even walking a couple of miles.
That's exactly right. It's good to see all these kids out here too, isn't it?
It is.
I think this next float coming up is from Lincoln University. It's the Agriculture Club, or what we like to call the Aggies. And of course, they've got a nice float there,
And look, sheep are on that float. I love that.
Yes, that's not bad at all. Lots of members. The Ag Club, one of the great clubs that we have at Lincoln University. You got a lot of great students who are participating in that program. Going to go on and do great things when they graduate.
That's right, because Lincoln University actually has a farm, do they not?
We have a number of farms, yes.
I did not realize that until a couple of years ago. It's a good program.
Do all sorts of great research and other things on the farms. It's great to have those resources.
Looks like a few folks may have dropped a little candy. And kids are making sure that it's properly picked up.
That's right. These kids, they have attention to detail. They're not going to miss one piece of candy. It looks like coming up next we have Advanced Septic and Plumbing. I'm sorry, Advanced Septic and Pumping. And we've got a truck there, and it looks like they may even have a float.
Yeah, they're pulling a float behind, and of course, very patriotic, the American flag. And they're passing out candy as we speak.
Advanced Septic and Pumping.
I'll bet those group of families on there, don't you think?
Sure does. Looks like they're having a pretty good time.
And we got some more candy from them. Merry Christmas, folks.
Looks like that's the DARE program here in Jefferson City. DAREs, you know, they help to keep kids' priorities straight and off drugs.
And are we glad they're doing it? And they're followed by First Ward City Councilman Jim Branch and Rick Prather. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us.
Good to see City Council folks
That's
participating in the parade.
Wishing everyone a Merry Christmas.
You know, I feel like I may have been around a while. I knew Rick Prather's grandfather and his dad.
Wow. Earlier today, we talked with former Marine Steve Daimler. Steve is responsible for the Toys for Tots and is a proud member of the Samuel F. Gerhardt Marine Corps Detachment here in Jefferson City.
That's exactly right. I had a great interview. Let's take a look at that interview right now. And I'm here with Steve Daimler, and he's with the Marine Corps League. And we want to talk today about Toys for Tots. Can you tell us a little bit about the history of the program?
Well, the Toys for Tots program actually began shortly after World War II when a Marine Reserve colonel was looking for projects for his troops during their duty weekends. And so they started fixing old toys, particularly bicycles and that sort of thing. And it was actually his wife who came up with the idea, you know, we should expand this to other Marine Corps Reserve units. And since that time, since 1947, it's grown to what it is today, where there's over 750 local campaigns nationwide, and we serve upwards of 2 million children nationwide.
And you have several drop-off areas here in Central Missouri. Can you tell us where we might be able to drop off some toys?
Well, locally uptown here is Sam's Tuxedo, and then we have all three Walgreens in Jeff City, River Region Credit Union, and Menards also has a drop-off point.
I spoke earlier this week with someone who's at one of those drop-off places, and she told me a very touching story about when she was younger, and they actually had a Marine come and deliver the toys. That's some kind of history to have.
Oh, absolutely, and if you see the promotional videos on TV, it kind of shows the Marine Corps and how we help the community in that way. The toys that we collect here stay within the community. We used to distribute individually by individual request, but the demand got so large and the manpower, we just couldn't handle it. So now we distribute the toys through local charitable organizations, the Salvation Army, Samaritan Center, Boys and Girls Club primarily.
Excellent. Well, you're doing excellent work. We want to thank Steve Daimler, who's with the Toys for Tots program with the Marine Corps League, and we want to thank you for everything you all do in our community.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us.
Looks like we have another fire truck coming up, and I believe this one is from the Osage Fire Protection District. Always fun to have fire trucks. You can't have a parade without a fire truck, can you?
Absolutely not.
You know, we did a parade last year that had over 100 fire trucks in there. That was something to see.
It sure was.
So
What was that for?
We were celebrating the centennial of the fire department here in Jefferson City.
That's what I thought.
Looks like now we got Little Mr. and Miss Cole County 2013. Mr. Cole County is Mason Dishman, and Little Miss Cole County is Reese Dinich. And they're in automobiles donated by Nathan Hayes at Corwin Automotive.
Look at that wonderful face on that puppy.
Oh, yeah. Is this Inspired Salon and Spa?
I believe so. The theme of their float is, If Only in My Dreams. What a wonderful side. The Christmas parade broadcast would not be complete if we didn't have an interview with someone from the Salvation Army.
That's exactly right. And I had an opportunity to visit with the Cedarvilles, who are directing the Salvation Army here in Central Missouri. And why don't we go to that interview right now? I'm here with the Cedarvilles. We have Major Kevin and Lieutenant Amy Cedarville, and they're with the Salvation Army. And your profile is pretty big this time of year, but there is need throughout the year in this community.
That's right. We are open 24 hours a day here in Jeff City with our shelter. We have a 40-bed shelter, and we have social service that goes year-round, but right now we're heavy into the Christmas work.
And I would imagine that this time of year there's need, but how great is the need this time of year?
It's huge. We've actually increased what we need in terms of families seeking assistance by about 25% this year. So it's a lot going on, a lot of people who are coming looking for help because they just can't make ends meet.
And of course the Red Kettle campaign is going on. How are donations going?
Well, we're a little bit behind last year. We started a little bit later with Thanksgiving falling later in the season, and we're slightly behind our goal last year. So we're hoping to pick that up in the next couple weeks.
And how are things at the shelter? Are you seeing a lot of folks visiting the shelter these days?
The shelter is almost always full. We're usually at capacity, and we have to unfortunately turn people away sometimes. And and we have to institute the cold weather to give people a cot to be able to stay in someplace warm when they don't have a place to go, because we just don't have enough beds for everybody who's seeking for need.
And the Red Kettle campaign is going on, and folks are used to maybe digging into their pockets and pulling out some change, but it doesn't hurt to perhaps have some of that softer change.
Yes, we love the folding change. It does help us out with our goal.
Well, the need in this community continues, and we are happy and excited that we have a great couple here like the Cedarvilles who are here with the Salvation Army. And let's have a great parade.
Thank you. Let's have a great parade.
Next, I believe we have the River Region Credit Union. On this float are the winners of the 2013 Little Mr. and Miss Independence Contest, sponsored by River Region Credit Union.
Merry Christmas! I tried to make it over.
You know, I am really impressed with all the people who are walking in the parade. As I say, they have to walk uphill, and it's cold.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's easier to stay warm when you're walking than when you're just kind of sitting or standing around.
That is true.
Who do we got here next? Let's see.
I think this is Columbia College's from Jefferson City. They serve over 1,700 students each year. On this float are students, alumni, faculty, and staff, all of whom are coming home for the holidays to show their pride in their alma mater.
Well, look at this coming up. We got this 1963 Cadillac, and it's a Cadillac hearse driven by Tyler Woods, funeral director. Wow, look at that car. Isn't that something else, Linda?
That is. And that's followed by the 2013 Teen Miss Missouri Princess, Victoria Newlove, and the 2013 Missouri Princess Superstar, Faith Watley Blaine. I'm not sure what the superstar is, but they're lovely ladies.
But I'm sure they qualify.
That's right. Lovely ladies.
And it looks like coming up next we have Concord Christian School. The Concord Christian School family has come home to recognize the freedoms of America, and they are gathered around the table to celebrate the reason for the season, the birth of the baby Jesus.
Merry Christmas from Concord Christian School.
Looks like this, we have a princess here. Is this the 2013 Miss Missouri Princess, Savannah Shriver?
It could very well be. And the 2013 Missouri Princess Sweetheart, Caitlin Hightower.
That's right. All kinds of royalty in this parade, isn't there?
There is, a lot of princes. And here we have the 2013 Miss Princess of America, Audrey Langworthy, and the 2013 Tiny Miss Princess of America.
And there's our friends from KOMU.
That's right. Paisley Langworthy is the Tiny Miss Princess.
And they're followed by the American Heritage Girls Troop Missouri 3412, sponsored by the Capital West Christian Church.
This faith-based scouting group's mission is to build women's integrity.
All right, American Heritage Girls. You know, there's lots of great adults who are volunteers to help these children and sort of guide them along the way.
It certainly takes good leadership, doesn't it? I think this is the Jefferson City Oil Company vintage gas delivery truck and trailer.
Well, that truck's got a few years on it.
That's right. I don't think you remember those days.
I do not. Oh, now we got our friends from Central Bank.
They have been in mid-Missouri or central Missouri for over 110 years.
Yeah, I recognize some of my friends there.
Absolutely.
It looks like there's Angela Nail.
Through times of war and times of peace, Central Bank has been there for friends in the community and the neighbors.
Looks like we have the Osage Bend 4-H Club, the Cloverleafs, honoring the memory of Pearl Harbor Day 1941 with Bring 'em Home, Santa. Look at the kids waiting for their father to come home.
Yep, that's right. This is followed by the Phoenix Home Care. Merry Christmas from Phoenix Home Care. Your choice for the best care in your loved one's home.
That's a nice float they have there.
That is.
It looks like they are going to be followed up by another fire truck, the Jefferson City Fire Department. It looks like Jefferson City has a couple of vehicles in the parade. You know, fire trucks come with their own Christmas lights, don't they, Linda?
They do. Well represented.
Looks like that's the Adams Street Angels. That's Adams Street Nursing Home, a Stonebridge community.
And then we have one of my favorites, Whaley's Pharmacy Smart Car, decorated as Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. They'd like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas.
And we have a few more hounds walking the parade. Always glad to see the dogs out.
And coming up next is the American Red Cross Heart of Missouri chapter. The Red Cross provides emergency messaging services for our military members and their families.
Yeah, Red Cross really does great work here in central Missouri, and really providing necessary services when folks are at their worst.
That's right, and elsewhere too, because many of them are called to disaster areas. And of course we have the city of Jefferson's mayor, Eric Strump, and the first dog.
Oh yes, the first dog. Looks like the mayor is followed up by the Salvation Army. Is that the Salvation Army that's coming up next?
It is.
Got an opportunity to visit with a couple of folks from the Salvation Army. You know, they got the barrel campaign going. We want folks to remember to contribute to the barrel campaign.
I think they call it
the kettle campaign. That's right.
But it could be barrel.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, yeah, barrel. You can get more money in a barrel.
That's right.
Looks like they're followed up by the Capital Soccer Club. They strive to promote the development of competitive soccer in central Missouri for all local area boys and girls.
They work not only to develop soccer players, but also civic awareness and responsibility in the youth they serve. This float was assembled and is accompanied by current players in the clubs, ages 8 to 14 years.
Oh, looks like we got a band coming up. It's the Jefferson City Jays High School Band.
Let's listen.
That's right, we still got more of the band.
That's right.
You can't have a band without some sort of vehicle to take the vehicles in, you know. Otherwise, you have to carry them everywhere.
That's right. That's where the instruments come from. And of course, they're followed by Senator Mike Kehoe in his GT 350 Shelby Mustang. Riding with him is Pearl Harbor survivor and World War II veteran Bill McAnany, the love of my life.
Looks like next we have Bill, well, of course, that is Bill right there, yeah. Is this Jefferson City Manor Care Center next? or is that Lawson Elementary School
I think
Cub Scouts?
Yes, I think that's the Cub Scouts.
Pack 333. That includes grades 1 through 5. Looks like next we have KRCG TV in their SUV. Can't quite tell who's in there from KRCG.
Actually, they have members of the employees and staff riding behind them. They're going to have to hurry up because it will soon be time for news.
Oh, yeah, yeah. The CBS affiliate here in Central Missouri, KRCG.
TV 13. They're followed by Cole County Emergency Response Team vehicle. They deal with hazardous materials, weapons of mass destruction, communications, and deployment should they be called upon to assist during a disaster or major emergency. Team members are all volunteers and they are highly trained in many areas of expertise. They would have to be. You know?
Oh, absolutely. And they're followed by the Nichols Career Center FFA. Please join the Nichols Career Center FFA in welcoming home Dad. He spent time away serving our country and is coming home as a surprise on Christmas morning. We'd like to send a special thank you to all military personnel, their families, and veterans this holiday season from Nichols Career Center FFA.
That's a good looking float. Of course, seems like every float has been different and very appealing.
Well, we've really got a great theme to the parade this year.
Yeah, we do.
That's great.
And they're followed by Zimmer Radio Group, 94.3 Cat Country, with the Uncle Sam Snowman. And of course, Kevin Hillary inside.
And I believe next we have the UPS store, helping deliver holiday happiness to your loved ones around the world. They say, come in and ask about their pack and ship guarantee.
They're busy folks this time of year.
Oh, I'm telling you. Lots of people going to the UPS store this time of year.
And here we have Calvary Lutheran High School. Yeah, they have a train with Christmas music playing.
Oh, they sure do. This is a really neat float that looks like it's a train.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Look at the lights. Festive. And of course, beautiful music.
Very well done float. I really like that. Calvary Lutheran High School here in Jefferson City.
Kids better be good. Santa Claus is coming up the ivy.
Looks like this is Yacht Club Power Sports up next.
Where Santa gets all of his power sport toys.
I was wondering where he got those.
I did too. Now we know.
Yeah.
He's kept that kind of
Hey.
hasn't he?
Now the secret's out.
That's it. And the Millard Family Chapels presents a retired American La France.
Merry Christmas, Jaycees TV.
Jefferson City
Hey,
Fire
Mizzou's
Club.
hanging in there, 28-27 at halftime. Good deal. Hey, guys.
Oh, this is one of my
You're still
favorites.
doing this
Downtown
after all these
Jefferson
years.
City Association. Clang, clang, clang goes the Jefferson City's own trolley company.
That's right.
Representing the Downtown Business Association. A lot of folks riding on that are local business people, and they've got a lot going on for the Christmas holiday, do they not?
Oh, we always do in Jefferson City.
Yep.
You know, they're followed up by Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee wishes to wish everyone a happy holiday season and thank each and every customer for their support throughout the year.
And they're go ahead.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from your friends and family at Hy-Vee.
And they're followed by Capital City Christian Church. Join members for their annual journey to Bethlehem on December 13th and 14th. Bring the whole family out to this free outdoor event and experience the story of the birth of Jesus in an exciting way. And they're all in costume. I love that.
Oh, sure. They sure are. The Capital City Christian Church. And it looks like we have the Elks coming up next. This is the Jefferson City Elks Lodge number 513.
They're advertising their drug awareness program. That's very important.
Excellent. Looks like next we have Kristen Johnson, 2013 Missouri Jaycees State President, being driven by Jerry Jacober and driving the 2005 C6 Silver Corvette convertible. A little chilly to be out in a convertible today.
Yes, it is. And now we have the Cole County Fire District represented. The truck is driven by Assistant Chief Steve Barnes, along with his grandchildren. And there's our friend Erin Weissman. She is the 2013 Jefferson City Jaycees Christmas Parade co-chair. Uh-oh.
Oh, who's this?
I think this, do I dare?
I think it is. I think it's the star of our parade, Linda.
Absolutely. All the way from the North Pole, Santa and Mrs. Claus are going to be singing and enjoying the music, wishing all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Well, you know, it's always great to see Santa Claus in the parade, but that also means that the parade's coming to a close, because once you have Santa and Mrs. Claus, well, that pretty much
That's
wraps
the high
up your
point,
parade.
isn't it?
It sure
That's
does,
right.
yeah. Merry Christmas, Santa Claus. I hope I'm on the nice list.
I hope you are also. I know I am.
Looks like that's going to wrap up our parade for today. We want to thank everybody for coming out.
That's right. And of course, Mike, it's always a pleasure to work with you.
Likewise.
God bless you, buddy. Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.